Shirley Landry Broomfield was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on September 30th, 1954, to Francis and Alice Landry. Shirley is the eldest of 8 children raised in Dover, Delaware. Shirley currently resides in Palm Bay, Florida, with husband Albert Broomfield.
When I was about 6 years old and I was traveling with my mother and father and brother Jeff to Florida, and we were going to Louisiana, I fell in love with it. It rained on one side of the street, and on the other side of the street it didn't rain. And I leaned forward and I told my mother and my father at 6 that this is where I'm going to be living, and I'm going to be very, very wealthy. And they looked at me like I had lost my last mind, and I sat back in my seat just as content as I could be, because I knew in my spirit that I was coming here. So at 17, I met a young man from Orlando, Florida, and he was in the Air Force. His name was Alvin Brown. At 18 years old and 1 month, I was married to Alvin Brown, and we promptly moved from Dover to Orlando, Florida. And that's what made me live in Florida. Fulfillment of the prophecy, and also, everything was in order. So the second part of that is, why aren't you rich? Well, richness is defined in a lot of different terminology. Some people consider being rich is having a lot of money, or having a lot of possessions, or a fantastic car or house. The richness that I have is the knowledge and the glory of God. I came here, I was born and raised a Catholic, in Catholic school, attended Catholic school and services. I did not know God from a house cat. And because a lot of the services were in Latin, and nobody in the entire service spoke Latin but the priest, and that was it. And so finally, when I came to Florida, my girlfriend convinced me to go to a Baptist church. Catholic churches in Dover are majority white. When I went to the Baptist church, it was majority black, and not only that, that's not the thing, because God doesn't see color. God just sees people. He sees their heart. And why I joined was because I saw their heart and I saw God there. And when I walked in the door and I heard the music, I felt like John Belushi in that movie that he played in, which I cannot remember the name of it right now, The Blues Brothers, where he says, I saw the light. I saw the light, and under the pastorship of Dr. Harvey Riley, I was able to grow in the knowledge of God. And that is the richest thing I could be ever in this life, is to know him. And not only know him, you can't just keep him to yourself. You got to tell everybody you know about how good God is, and share that with everybody that's willing to listen. Some people won't listen, but it won't be on you. It will be on them.
In May of 2018, at the age of 63, Shirley had a stroke. She has since recovered, although she now does have some disabilities. Today, Shirley enjoys thrift shopping, working in her garden, spending time with her friends and family, visiting Take a Plant, Leave a Plant sites, and working on arts and crafts. Shirley had 3 children, Keith, Sonia, and Bruce. She also has 5 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild as of today.
One thing I want to leave with my family and friends is this verse. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength. That's coming out of Mark chapter 12, verse 30. And after that, there is no other. Love him, and he will give you the desires of your heart.